Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking. Today I would like to talk about the Oculus Rift. Oculus Rift. As you can see, I've got myself a Dk2 and I've been using this for almost a month because before talking about it I really wanted to have an experience. I really wanted to know what the Oculus Rift is, how it works, what feeling it does, and I've been trying quite a few demos. So I was really interested in this piece of technology. For a few reasons. As you know, I am also a gamer in my spare time. Whenever I manage to have some, I enjoy games, particularly fantasy games, because as you know I really like armors and medieval warfare. But yeah, I play video games. I've been playing games since I was very young, and the idea of virtual reality is something that we have had since a very long time. I mean, it's something that we've been dreaming about, and personally, if I really have to be honest with you, it's not something that I thought I would see in my lifetime, not to this level. So there are quite a few questions, and I had quite a few questions when I was watching YouTube videos, and every time I would see a famous YouTuber streaming or playing, for example, or particularly playing, not streaming, but playing video games, for example, and see their reactions. Sometimes I would have a lot of questions. You know, a lot of YouTubers say that it's amazing. Other YouTubers say it really gives you this idea of this sensation of you being in another place, and others use a lot the word weird, I noticed, which is actually a word I don't use much. I normally say strange or bizarre. Most of the times I say something it's funny. When it's food I say it tastes funny. Well, that's okay, that's beyond the point. Anyways, but how does it really feel? And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a video to talk about how this feels, okay? So, first of all, first question, is virtual reality really able to give you the illusion of presence? And if yes, to what extent? Second question is it worth it to buy a developer's kit too, or would it be better to wait for the final product? And third, how does this work with games, like not specifically the games developed for this, but other games, like for example Mirror's Edge, and obviously, you know what I'm about to say, you know the game I'm about to mention, of course, Skyrim. So let's get to it. Alright, first question. What is virtual reality? Okay, what this does, as you can see, it's a visor, basically. It's a head-mounted set that you wear like this. You use these stripes, at least for Dk2, because it's the only one I've had. I've never had Dk1. I've seen quite a few videos about Dk1, the first developer's kit, and it was a little bit more, you know, it had one of a square image. I'll show you a picture of it over here. So as you can see, the overall shape has changed, and it seems like that this one gives you less of a screen door effect than Dk1. And if I have to say, with most games I do not have a screen door effect, or if I do, most of the times it's not even noticeable, particularly with horror games, which are the most immersive. Now, so you don't really have much of a screen door effect, not with Dk2. Not sure about Dk1 because I haven't tried. So as you can see, you wear this and the screen will take all your vision. So it covers your vision and all you see is the screen. So you have basically inside here you have one screen, and here you have, as you can see, right, two lenses. Now, so you do have an amazing sensation of three-dimensional space and depth. And let me tell you, if you think that it's a 3D effect like the one you get on when you go to a cinema and wear those little glasses, the red and blue glasses. It's nothing like it. Okay, this is real full depth 3D. But what we have to say is that obviously vision is not the only stimuli that gives you the external stimuli that gives you the illusion of presence. Obviously you need to have touch. And I personally, also audio does a lot. So I've tried playing a game without headphones, and then I tried playing the same game with headphones, and believe me, the sensation of presence was a lot higher. So personally, I think that makes a lot of difference. But so touch would be nice. With some games, sometimes they give you an illusion of touch, particularly if your virtual body stays in a steady stays idle. And you just, for example, if your virtual body if the hands of your virtual body touch the surface in front of you, and you assume the same position in the virtual world, then it does give you the sensation that what you're feeling comes from what you see, it being your virtual limbs. So of course they need to work on that quite a bit more, and I haven't tried anything that maps your hands, for example, so I think that would make a big difference. But one nice improvement with DK2 is this positional tracker here. So this camera here, what this does basically, it allows you, while you wear this one, to be able to lean forward and backward, okay, within a three-dimensional space. Normally with DevKit 1 you could only do this and then move your head, but with DevKit 2 you can also move forward and other things, and so this is good, for example, for those experiences when you are exploring places. So for example, you have a corridor and then a turn, then you can have kind of a peek, you can peek and have a look at what's there only with your head, without actually moving your whole virtual body when you have a virtual body. Not all experiences give you a virtual body, and I have to say that I prefer the ones that do, because when you just are in there and you look around and you see nothing, it's kind of strange. It gives you a bit of a strange sensation. So personally I prefer when you have a body, but I'm sure that all games will eventually have virtual bodies, virtual egos, virtual representations, virtual avatars. So again, to sum it up, vision plays a really big role and is really well done, even if the graphics is not the best, I have to say, but this one is already a big improvement, because DK1 had 1280 per 800, I think it was, and this one goes in full HD. Now full HD, you have to consider though that when you watch the same game on a screen, the graphics will look better than when you see them inside here, and that's because these lenses have a magnifying effect, okay? So with some games you do see a little bit of pixelation, not too much depending on the game. I have to say that the games that don't really give me much of a problem with that are, funny enough, anime games, but that's probably because with a cartoonish reality you need a lot less details than with a photorealistic reality. So that's probably one of the reasons. Racing games are the one that at the moment kind of don't really look good, I have to say, but that's also probably because of the softwares are all in beta and alpha, so I'm sure that will improve. And horror games are pretty good. For example, Affected, it has pretty good graphics, and so quite convincing, I have to say. So yes, graphics is not the best, but it's pretty good anyways, and it gives you the illusion of presence regardless of the graphics. Okay. Now another thing we have to say is that the definitive edition at the moment, they say that they're planning to get to 4K. But let me explain what this means. When I say 1080p, for example, we are normally talking about 1080p divided by 2. So with 4K, you will get 2K per eye. Okay, that's what we are talking about, because the screen will be divided into 2. Okay, the image will be divided into 2 slightly different images, and that's how your brain creates solids. Will read this diversification of the two images as a solid, a three-dimensional solid in a three-dimensional space. So, is it worth it to get a DK2? Well, it really depends. I mean, definitely the final version will be so good that probably even people who buy DK2 like me will want to buy a final version. So if you don't have much budget, for example, you don't work and you just saved up some money and you need to choose one or the other, then I'd say wait for the final version. But if you are like me, so you really like game, you're really looking forward to play VR, then getting a DK2, you definitely won't regret your purchase. It's an excellent piece of technology, and I have to say that if I had to think of waiting for another year after having tried this, then I'm really glad that I bought it. So again, to those of you who, for example, have a job or have a bit more money in their savings, then I'd say yes, it would be a good idea to start experiencing this. You could even, and if you're a YouTuber, then it's definitely worth the price together for you, particularly if you're into gaming. Getting a DK2 could be a good idea because these games are amazing. This is the future of gaming. So the sound is good, the vision is good, but they need to improve a little bit the graphics. And then one thing that they really need to work on is balancement. When I talk about that, what I mean by that is that you need other things, for example, the Omni or the Virtualizer, which you already probably know, these platforms where you can stand and actually walk, because using the joypad takes away a lot of the virtual reality immersion. So if you can actually stand and walk and you feel your body's movement, okay, mechanically, and see your muscles, and you see yourself advancing within the virtual world, then that is going to provide, I think, a pretty robust cognitive map. So that is going to give you a lot more illusion of presence. And the reason why I say that is because I have tried to pretend to walk. Even if I had the joypad, I pretended to walk when I was actually walking in the virtual reality, and I stopped walking in real life when I was not walking in virtual reality, and that already gave me quite a bit of immersion. So I think that with some proper gadgets, we can get to a really good point. So talking about the games now, I've tried a lot of demos. I think I've tried all demos that you have, and also, as I said, I've tried Mirror's Edge and Skyrim. Now, getting Mirror's Edge to work wasn't too difficult, but getting Skyrim to work, goodness gracious, it took us 8 hours, and if my friend wasn't here, I wouldn't even managed. So perhaps I will do a tutorial on that. If you're interested, please let me know in the comments below. But yes. So how do these games work? Well, it really is amazing. I mean, the feeling is incredible when you, particularly not for all demos. Okay, some demos are rubbish, but most gamers I played really were interesting, entertaining, and playing Skyrim with this, gosh, it was amazing. Now I will make video reviews about these games. I will make video reviews about probably most of the popular games that are out there, so look forward to that, and I'll give you my real feelings. Okay, if I think that a game is not good and it does not give me immersion, I will tell you that. But if I feel that a game is really good and it really feels like I'm in another place, I will tell you that. So an honest commentary, and perhaps a little funny depending on the situation. Well, horror games are freaking scary, and I mean it. I mean, when I was watching the YouTubers, other YouTubers playing, I was like, yeah, I think he's exaggerating a bit. But believe me, they are not exaggerating, okay? Like, a few times I had to take it off. I was like, no, I can't do it. I was like, really, really terrible experience. I mean, it's fun and terrible at the same time. I want to play it and I don't want to play it. So it's interesting, but I will do it for you. So if you have any questions about the Oculus Rift and you want to know more about virtual reality, please let me know in the comments below. So thank you very much for watching, and remember, the Metatron has spread his wings into virtual reality. Whoa! Well done.